Alright, Shalom. First, I'm going to start by saying all praise to Yahweh Shema Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well. And salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth with sincerity. Alright, now, as you can see on my background picture, you got Yahweh Shai coming soon with the so-called UFOs, which are the chariots of Israel. But, before Yahweh Shai come back, he had to send his prophets, man. So, that's what I'm going to get into. This is, hold on. Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5. It says, Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Right, so let me start back at the top. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. So the Lord knew us before we was even in our mother's wombs, man. We was in the spiritual world, basically. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, right, set us apart, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nation. Right, so the Lord already had, set up the lots that we are playing today as being his prophets. Yahweh is our way of the elect. Because we would be them same prophets that was back in the ancient world, coming back today. Alright. This is Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 15. It says, I start at verse 14. Turn, O backsliding children, saith the Lord Yahweh, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city and two of a family. Right, so, the Lord, woke us up and brought us together as a brotherhood, and he took us one of a city and two of a family, right? So you got brothers in this thing, and we became a family unto each other. And I will bring you to Zion, right? And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Right, so the Lord raises up his prophets, man, to give to the people, to give them the understanding of his truth, right? We didn't have to go to no theologian school. We didn't have to be, taught by no religious groups, no activist groups, none of that. The Lord said, I will give you pastors according to my heart. My heart, that word heart right there is lab in Hebrew, meaning my mind. That's what we think, and that's what we give to people. So it says, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Right. So, everything that we have isn't of our own, man. It came from the Lord, man. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 9. For I think that the Most High has set forth us, the apostles last, as it were appointed to death. Right, man. So, the word apostle just means to be sent forth. As it were appointed to death, right? And, we might have to die in this thing, the prophets in the ancient world had to do it. Yahweh Shai had to do it himself, So we're not above our master. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, right? Everybody thinks it's a joke. Everybody laughing at us, mocking us. And to angels and to men, right? You even got angels and stuff, who give these elites this understanding and shit. They being partakers of this thing, man. And to men, right? This is Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 8. So they read in the book and the law of the Most High distinctly, right? So, once the Lord sent us, we break these scriptures down to to Jake and them, man. It says, so they read in the book, in the law of the Most High, distinctly comes from the word distinct, or to distinguish, to discern. We give the people the understanding of the scriptures, skillfully. Like giving, like the scriptures say, giving them milk, giving them meat. You know, we give them the understanding of the truth. Like I said, giving them milk, and then when they up age, we give them the meat and break all the understanding down to them, man. And gave the sense, right, and caused them to understand the reading, right, man. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 60, verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come. Right, that light represents the prophets, man. And the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, right? And the darkness has covered the earth. And gross darkness the people, right? People's understanding is all messed up in this society, man. That's why when Yahweh Shai come back, he's going to come with the chariots and he's going to destroy these people, man. And take down nations and put the nations that ain't of Israel into slavery. It says, in gross darkness the people, right? And the gross darkness represent the philosophies of this world, man. From being a Republican, a Democrat, bestiality, feminism, the women's liberation, homosexuality, transgenderism, no gender. All that shit is gross darkness. But the Lord Yahweh shall rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee, right? It says, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and the kings to the brightness of thy rising, right? Lift up thine eyes round about and see, all they gather themselves together, they come to see thee. Thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy sides, right? So, the nation is going to be bringing our people back in that time, man. Let me see. Um, hmm. All right, verse 5, it says, then shalt thou see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear, and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee, right? And that's the end game, man. Once Yahweh Shai come back, set us up into our rulership, the nation's going to, give us all the substance, the gold, the minerals, all that shit. All that's going to be, converted over to us. All the wealth of the world is going to be converted unto us, man. All right. All right. This is let's see. This is Revelations chapter 13. Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Right, man. So, not only are we going to get the forces of the Gentiles, all their wealth and stuff, we're going to actually get them. We're going to put them in slavery. Have them, be slaves up under us. Esau going to get his slavery for 1,000 years. Then we're going to put them to death. We're going to put them together and burn them. And, the rest of the nation is just going to be tributaries unto us, man. Why? Because it says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Right, so these nations had us in slavery, man. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Right, so we're going to get to kill them, and Yahushua going to give us that spiritual power to bring them back to life. And then kill them again. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. And that's what we hope for, that's what we waiting on, man. Because they had, they was killing us for sport, for fun, So, when the Lord raises back up and, take this place back down, because that's why he sent us up, because it was the time for this empire to fall. Then we're going to get to do unto them what they did unto us, man. But we ain't going to be doing like no homosexual acts, no lesbian acts, Esau his movies and shit, where they be watching Jake and them have sex, and they be jacking off and shit, or they be fucking the young men and shit. We ain't gonna be doing all that shit. We're gonna be doing it in righteousness. We're gonna keep them law, statutes, commandments, and execute, judgment upon them, off them law, statutes, and commandments and shit, man. We ain't gonna be like them fucking devils, man, and them other heathen ass nations, man. Even they gonna keep the laws, statutes, and commandments in the kingdom of heaven and keep the high holy days, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and great kingdoms. And against great kingdoms, America's a great kingdom. Russia's a great kingdom. China's a great kingdom of war, and they finna go to war. Iran is Iran was at one point in time a great kingdom. Now it's still it's on that level now. They got nuclear missiles, man. They just not over America. It says of war and of evil, and they definitely gonna get involved in this war, and of pestilence. It says, right, and that's talking about diseases, man. And, them diseases is out there on a rampant scale. Esau keeping that shit down, man. They ain't been saying nothing about them squirrels that hit the Black Death. They ain't been saying nothing about the measles that they been having hundreds and hundreds of people catching, man. They ain't been saying nothing about, there was a couple other illnesses. I can't think of them right now. But, pestilence, the Lord put it in our spirit to talk about this. The apostles been talking about it, and it's been happening. It says, the prophet that prophesieth the peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord Yahweh hath truly sent him. Right, so when you actually start to see this stuff come to pass, in which we at the end of the days, like I said in 1 Corinthians, when he first set us up, that was a prophecy. That's how we knew the end of the days was here. We start to see these wars and all this evil, this bad time kicking off. Those are prophecies, man. That's how we know it's the end of days. And, because the prophets have said it. The apostles have been out there saying it, Now we took up the mantle, now we saying it. That's how you know who a prophet is, man. But, Elijah Jacob not going to wake up until the last minute, But that's what they get. The Lord's still in his elect anyway. It says, the prophet which prophesieth the peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord hath truly sent him. Right. So that's how they're going to know a prophet, man. When they start to see these prophecies come to pass. Let me try to get one more. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, right? That's talking about the female troops, man. It says, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. Talking about the RFID chip, man. Because, you know, in that day, when they lock down America, the Lord gonna have it to where Esau gonna send in them troops on Jake, man. And they're gonna be fucking Jake up. They're gonna be making Jake them hauling them off to the concentration camps, making them take the RFID chip. That's why it says, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols, the RFID chip. And they that consent unto them shall be head in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. Right. So even though Jake and them do take the RFID chip, they still gonna be getting fucked up, man. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, right? They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, right? So, we're going to go through all the tests and trials, that's coming up, man. They're going to be after us. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses, right? And that's for Jake and them. They're going to be getting thrown out their houses and shit, man. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be trodden as the gold in the fire. Right, and how you going to know the chosen? Like the previous scriptures said, when you start to see the words of war, pestilence come to pass, them prophecies, then you're going to know who the chosen is, man. And, once Jake and them start going through all this, that's how they going to know who the chosen is. But by that time, it's going to be too late, because we're going to be going through what they going through, man. That's why it says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Right, so, they're going to be trying to make us take the RFID chip. They're going to be hauling us off to the concentration camps. They're going to be cutting certain brothers' heads off and whatnot, man. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, right? We at them times, man. But I will deliver you from the same, right? We just got to have faith. The Lord going to deliver us. Yahweh Shema Shai going to deliver us. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide. Right, man. And the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts. Right, so how the Lord going to guide us, man? We got to have on his armor. And what's his armor? The knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the truth. And the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. It says, woe be unto them that are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel. Right, man. Black conscious movement, Black Panther movement, Christianity, they adding sin unto sin unto sin, man. They not, taking heed to the truth, man.